Hello there everybody, this is PinstripeParagon and welcome back to some more Spyro the Dragon replay thing. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet. Today we're going to be finishing off the Artisan's Homeworld with Stonehill, Toasty, and we'll probably be heading into the next homeworld already, Peacekeepers. Man, I know it seems like I'm going through this game fast, but it's like, this is how I would normally play the game, you know? Like, I know there's games like Ocarina of Time, stuff that people are like very much nostalgic for. I mean, this is my Ocarina of Time, really.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
Like, honestly, I wasn't that big of a fan of Ocarina of Time. I can definitely see why people love it, and still love it to this day, but I'm just not that big of a fan of it. I mean, yeah, I've almost beat it before, but I just stopped, like, halfway through. I was like, I did the water temple before the fire temple as well, and, yeah.
After you freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya.
It's like, oh, how have you never beaten Ocarina of Time, you noob? Get a life. I'm sure that'll be a comment. I don't know. I liked Majora's Mask. I 100%ed that. Does that count for something? I don't know. I mean, I was a Sony kid growing up. I didn't get to play Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask until, gosh, till I got my Wii, you know? I mean, I had a GameCube. I never had an N64 growing up. I think the first time I even used an N64 controller, I was probably like 14 or 15, believe it or not.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
Another interesting fact is that a lot of people didn't seem to like... No! No! The fire is me getting pissed. A lot of people didn't really like Spyro's character in this game. I forget what they described it as. Probably like arrogant or something. Or cocky. And they're just like... I don't see Spyro like that. So they're like, oh, well maybe we should change it. So they did. In the later games, he's a lot more humble and just a more likable character. Which, I mean, I kind of like. Never really cared, but, you know, I just like to play the games. Like, Fallout 4's story, like, it's not about the story when you play Fallout. I mean, let's be honest here. You play Fallout to immerse yourself in the world. There's a lot of games like that. Like Bloodborne, you're not really given much of the story, honestly. You're just kind of thrown in there. And a lot of it isn't explained unless you know, do your own research, really. So, maybe that's why I love Bloodborne so much. I don't have to pay attention to a narrative. But yet at the same time, I love JRPGs, which are mostly story-based.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump. And try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
At the same time, though, part of the reason I love JRPGs so much is just most of the gameplay. Because I just like role-playing games in general, and especially turn-based ones I'm a big fan of. But they also have to have a decent story as well. Because let's face it, we're not going to play a Final Fantasy game if the story sucks. Okay, well, maybe some of you hardcore players would. And I guess I'd consider myself one, because I love Final Fantasy 1. And really, the story in that game is just really generic, but at the same time, it's kind of what started the whole, you know, RPG movement, I guess, if that makes any sense. So, it's got that going for it. And another thing that was really impressive about this game is like just the draw distance, you know? You can see a lot of the level with, and it looks decent for a PS1 game. And yeah, this is the only part I hate about Stone Hill, is that some of these gems are like really well hidden, like on the hill itself. I hate it. In fact, I probably missed some, so I mean, I know where they would be. They'd all be on that hill, probably down there. So yeah, I missed a lot. Missing like 11 or 9 or 7. Okay. Let's go on the hunt. What? Why wouldn't I? It wouldn't let me glide. Oh, I missed a gem here, so the game saved me some time. Wow. Thank you, game. Thank you very much. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if we can't find those gems. So, these pillars here. Yeah, there's an invisible wall. Oh boy. Well, let's see. Are there any? There's gotta be some more gems, right? Unless I got them all. Oh, there they are. Okay, so we finally finished Stone Hill. Just to, you know, be politically correct, I'm going to exit the portal whirlwind thing. Yeah, because that's how OGs do it. I'm telling you, man. Alright. We got one last level to go to. Level Toasty. Okay, that didn't come out right, but we're going to head to Toasty today. Now, this level is probably the most difficult of the first homeworld, but it's not difficult at all. But like, for a first-time player, it probably would be, because of a little thing called bad dogs. So you kind of have to flame them from a distance, and then jump when they're jumping, and then flame them like that. Or you could just dodge them, but if you just ask me, this is the easiest way to do it. So, yeah, boop. Got him. Let's get this one. Oh no, got him. And that dog. Got them all. Woo! That's so lit. Just like those dogs. Oh no. That's terrible. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Got some more bad pooches over here. And then these druids, wizards, whatever they are mean mofos. Okay. Take that, son of a gun. And you too, dog. Get out of my face. Now, this level probably has one of the biggest twists in video game history, and you'll see that in a moment. But we got some dogs over here too. Yeah, pretty short level, but it's just can be annoying with all these dogs, you know. Just cause you gotta do so much. Now, technically we could have moved on a long time ago. You don't have to fight any of the bosses in this game except Nasty Nork if you want to, let's say, beat it. For example, well, I'll say it after this.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. This boss has many tricks up his sleeve.
I honestly forgot what I was talking about. Shit. If you couldn't tell, I'm a bit more laid back, but what the fudge? During this LP, I'll be saying a little bit more my own words, per se. But, so yeah, we got a pumpkin head here. Oh, I remember. It was like, oh, wow, I took my first hit of the game. And I just flamed you up the butt. Okay, what the? See, that's the biggest plot twist ever. It's a sheep. A sheep is the boss? What? Okay. But, anyway. To get to the next homeworld in this area, you have to rescue 10 dragons, which it really isn't that hard. In order to get to the homeworld after that, you need, like, a certain amount of treasure. I want to say it's like 1,200, 1,400, something like that. And, After that, you have to collect a bunch of eggs. After that, I want to say it's the amount of dragons you saved again. And then after that, I'm not sure what it would be. Because I've always, even since I was a kid, I would always like 100% most of these levels before I would even attempt to go to the next homeworld. So I don't know half the requirements, honestly. But we're entering Peacekeepers, which is a really funny area, actually. It's very desert themed, but that's not the funny part. So a couple of things. Well,
Welcome to Peacekeepers, Spyro. Look how our treasure has been turned against us and stolen. Recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
so those dragons are very different from the ones we saw before. I think they're just like a certain species of dragon, each one of them, like the magic crafters, peacekeepers, and artisans. But their stepping stones have also changed, actually. And I didn't mention this before, but if you step on one, you can save your game, replay the dragon, and that's pretty much it. So we got these soldier Norks here. That's basically what most of these enemies in the game are Norks. I remember I was watching devs play. It was like Tim Schafer, who made like games like Discworld and Grim Fandango, and one of the men behind this game, well, they were just commentating as somebody else was playing the game and doing really poorly, I might add. Anyway, so these guys will just run into their little tents and they'll moon you. Oh. That ass, though. I don't know. That's just pretty funny if you ask me. They all do it, really. Except that one. That one actually tried to attack us. There's also like a bit of a weird moment. I guess it's not necessarily a glitch, but if you're like hit like at the right position here by one of those guys, you'll go right into Cliff Town, which, I mean, that's just kind of a mishap. I'm gonna call it a glitch per se. The blue ones control the cannons, so that's just a little bit of knowledge so you know like what's what here. Let's see. We can't really adjust this up and down, which, I mean, it's a bit unfortunate, but there's really no need. And it went for that one. Okay. I also forgot to mention how to collect the gems from those treasure boxes over here. But, I mean, I demonstrated it. All you gotta do is just flame it and then jump to collect the gems. Sparks won't help you. For those who haven't noticed, sparks will help you collect gems, like so. See, it really makes the game so much easier and at the same time a lot more fun. But sparks can also be lost, and then you'll be SOL because you'll be like, "Where's Sparks? I need him. He's my buddy. He collects my gems for me, and then I pay him in butterflies when he doesn't need them, so he gets, does his job." I don't know, but we got another egg there. Honestly, the thieves have gotten easier to deal with as I've gotten older, which sounds a bit odd. Here's Gunner, like the glasses.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
What he said. Okay, so we're almost done with this homeworld. I'll probably take on Night Flight and then call it an episode. So, in here, we have more of these things, but we also have the chest, for which we needed the key. And we can just skip that, because once you see it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. And we have 14 more gems to collect. I wonder where they could be. It's probably some... Okay, I got all the ones near Dry Canyon. I know there's some behind the balloonist, which I just want to check and see what the actual goal for this area is. I'm pretty sure it's 1200 treasure. Yeah, 1200 treasure. So if you just complete all of Artisans and then complete this homeworld, you will be good to go. Like, seriously, that you'll have 1200 treasure. So, let's see, is that all of them? And it is. Okay, so we have one last thing. This dragon here, Magnus. Remember him for later.
Hi, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
Okay, so before I end off the episode, let's just head into night flight because it's pretty cool. It's pretty dark, but not so scary. Really, there's only one level in this game that ever scared me as a kid, and that's in the next homeworld, which we'll see eventually. So, okay, there's a couple of ways we could go about this. We could head for those lamps, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to head this way first. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm not quite sure which is necessarily the fastest. Normally, you can tell that by whatever pops up for you. So this might honestly be the fastest way to do it. If the chests are second, yeah, they are. So I'm pretty sure the arches are the way we're supposed to do things next. You could start getting those light posts if you really wanted to, but we'll be, you know, hitting all of them. Don't worry about it. Okay, and here we go. I like getting the light posts last because that way you're not, you know, rushing to get all of these as well as all of everything else, really. Well, really just the arches are the only thing you'd have to worry about. But we did it. Pretty easy, actually. Okay, so that's gonna do it for today's episode of Let's Replay Spyro the Dragon. Really hope you guys enjoyed as much as I enjoyed making the video. And here's to more Spyro goodness next time. Crap, that didn't go as I'd planned. Later days. I need a better angle for the ending. Urgh. Later days.